Pěkné brzké popoledne nebo odpoledne, nebo co to je. V první řadě, já budu teď mluvit česky, ale přejdeme do angličtiny. Je pro někoho problémem, že ten masterclass se celý bude odehrávat v angličtině? Všichni jste s tím víceméně smíření? So, from now on I will only speak English. Welcome welcome and have a nice afternoon. Just before I start, some technical informations. This masterclass will take around 70 minutes, and then there will be space for questions and answers afterwards. So you are welcome to form your question and shoot after we finish with the masterclass. The masterclass is recorded. So if anybody has a trouble with this, he must say. So we all agree that this is recorded. And technically, I only wanted to ask, is there anyone from Opava or Zlín film schools present right now? Okay, so quite from Opava? From Opava? From Opava. Okay. I'm only telling this, well, I thank to Monika Horsáková for the opportunity that we can cooperate. I was longing for doing it, and I hope that we will continue afterwards. And we formed this masterclass also for your sake, that you sort of can widen your outlook. So we have a very precious guest with us this afternoon, and we are very grateful. Everything, actually, in the end, everything that we did came to the summit with having our guests with us today. When we talked this morning about how to present our guest, he proposed that he would say that his career can be divided into 4 parts. The first part is in the 70s, right after he finished his studies at the Polish Lodži film school, as a son of a TV camera operator who encouraged him to do so, to go towards cinema. He started with documentaries, experimenting with documentaries, most part of the 70s, also with big names like Krzysztofem Kieślowským, and furthermore he went towards fiction films and signed his debuts of filmmakers that we know and cherish until now, Krzysztof Kieślowský and Agnieszka Holland. This was what we call the cinema of moral unrest, as you might know. This movement of cinema of moral unrest came to a brief end because of the martial law that was installed in Poland in late 70s or early 80s. This pushed our guest towards resistance and underground. He spent almost most of the 80s working for people who were out of the mainstream and who were out of the official audiovisual space in Poland of the period. Contrary to this, in the 90s, it was the time of blossoming. I mean, in terms of mainstream. He moved also to London, started working on a world scale, working with likes of Pavel Pawlikowski, who is installed in London, but also traveled around the world to war zones and creating documentaries about conflicts, about wars. He mentions Yugoslavia, but also the boy soldiers or the children soldiers of Africa. They discovered and documented in their films. And then the 4th part, it's the beginning of the new century from 2000, when he moved to even more to fiction films and to working on a world scale. And this era in sort of went to its heights or to the summit with the film that we are going to refer tonight the most, the film that is called Černý čtvrtek. This masterclass will be, the topic of this masterclass is use of a documentary footage in fiction films, and please welcome with me here on stage, and we're really happy to have him here, Mr. Cinematography, Mr. Jacek Petrycki. And I pass you the word.
Thank you. As Jakub mentioned, I worked in England, and in those times I was using English quite well. I'm not sure it will happen today because it's a little bit gone from me, but I hope it will be possible. You know, camera people can communicate almost without words, so I hope it will be possible. I will start with an anecdote that I had a friend whose name was, because unfortunately he's dead now, whose name was Antoni Krause. He was very, very important Polish film director, doing feature films. But he was very, very difficult man in terms of psychological problems and collaboration and everything. And this is why we decided when we met that we want to become friends, and we never work together, just to keep our friendship. And at a certain moment he decided to resign of feature films. It meant that he became much calmer. So he proposed to me to work together, to do together some relatively small documentaries, which were quite important, and we worked in a harmony. But the contract was still valid, that we are not doing serious big films. But when suddenly he was proposed to direct this film, Czarny Czwartek, which was something very, very important for him as a very, very tragic and forgotten moment in Polish history. And for me, as a former worker of opposition, it was also very, very, very something very hot. So he proposed me to work together once, and then we did this film together, and it was in this way important for both of us, I think, that I decided to spend this afternoon here discussing this film. The other reason is that in my life, documentary was number one always. I did feature films because of friendship, for fun, and sometimes to learn about new technologies that were possible to reach only because of bigger money. But documentary still was my favorite genre. And in this film, we were facing an important adventure. Just to tell to the people who don't know the story. In Polish history, after imposing communism in '44, we had few moments when the society was trying to resist, and every time it was a failure. And the last one that was really something that shouldn't be forgotten was December 1970, when after the big rise of prices was declared by the party, the workers, especially in the north of Poland, on Baltic coast, especially in Gdańsk and Szczecin, decided to go on strike and to protest. And that was the last time in Polish history when the power decided to crush them. And they executed at least 40 people in few days. And the biggest massacre was on the Black Thursday. It was on 17th of December 1970. It was a surprise. That was because a day before, the first secretary of the party in this region asked everybody to come back to work. And when they were going to work in Gdynia, they started to shoot, and they killed, directly in this moment they killed 18 or 19 people. And many were hardly injured. What was the challenge? That when we were doing this film in 2010, the society, 20 years after our revolution, after change of power, everybody knew something about it. And there was an iconic footage that was recorded by the operator of Gdańsk television. We didn't know how it happened because what was in public until this moment was the famous demonstration that went from the shipyard, from the place where there was the shooting, to the big building of the office of the mayor of Gdynia, with the body of young boy shot during this massacre. They were carrying him on the door, and this picture was very well known, and it was a frame from the 16mm footage that we knew exists. Why I am so balancing between documentary and fiction? Because the film was a totally, it was a feature film, it was a fiction film, but it was based precisely on a very individual story of a family, one family. That the father was shot afterwards, and what was very important, that he was completely not involved in the protests. He just wanted to go to work back, because he had his family. He wanted to live in peace and get some money, any money, and have the possibility to educate his 3 kids. So we had, and the script is based on the relation that was given by the widow, but his wife, who was still alive. Probably he's still alive now. I don't know, I must confess. Who was a very brave woman and very keen to share her story with everybody in Poland. So what we did was because the script was very precise and was based on her story, but we wanted to hear it again, the director and myself. And I took the camera and I recorded this story with her on the spots. We were walking or driving from one place to another, from the even from the village where he was born and where they met for the first time with the wife, then to the first apartment, small apartment in Gdynia, then to the big apartment we were visiting, and she was telling her story and I was recording it. After the first day, because it lasted I think 3 days, after the first day we were sure that it will be in the movie. That was so moving, so important, that the idea was that unless the film is a fictional film with actors and so on, so her story must be there because it will be a testimony that will support the truth. But eventually it's not in the movie, because what happened that I think we succeeded to create or recreate the whole story without her part as a storyteller. There is only the young actress who is performing her part. But we also decided to watch the whole footage that the operator of the television did. And what was strange for us, and nobody knew it before, some part of the footage was shot in the real top headquarters of the army, of these killers who shot these people. So he had the access to the generals, to the officers who were in charge of. So then we thought maybe it was not that he was somebody who wanted, as a citizen, to make a documentary, to shoot what was happening just for the history. We thought maybe it was a kind of detail he's got from somebody above. To prove it, we could see also that he was moving very freely between the army, between this militia people. They were very friendly to him, you know. He could get anywhere he wanted. So that was the moment when I said to the directors, listen, maybe we should introduce him as a personage, as a person who is in the movie, to choose an actor who will be, he was not in the script, but I had the idea that to mix together this very rough black and white footage from 70s with our, not very beautiful, because we decided from the very beginning, I will had a part about technical details of our work for the picture, for the look of the picture in the whole film. But I will mention that when we were talking about what kind of camera, what kind of definition of the picture, that my director said, you know, it should be a kind of camera used for reportage, not the professional, big, the most modern high quality 6K or something. It should be rather on the edge of HD. This camera you used in in documentary now. Okay, so we went for a kind of, I can't remember the name. It was a Sony top HD camera then. But, so to mix this picture, who was anyway, it was much better than the 60mm. So we decided to introduce this character in the script, to add him to the script, and I did a kind of plan how to mix all the possible values of the picture to help us to insert the bits of his work into the picture, the color picture of ours. We discovered that, I knew that before, that the 60mm in 2010 was too good. So to recreate his work, to pretend that we also have his shots that he didn't do, we decided to use the 8mm camera, the Super 8, because that was the quality that could match the 16mm of 70s. We did it in color, for sure, knowing that some of them will be reduced to black and white. And my next idea that I presented to the director, and he was very happy to do it, was that I did the casting. So I said, my third camera operator will be the guy, because he will do in my shot, in my fiction film shot, he will film for real on the 8mm what's happening. So it will do the next combination of possibilities, that we have him as a operator, and suddenly in front we have something happening. Gas, smoke, beating, firing, smoke bombs and so on. And shooting as well. So that gave us the possibility to connect, and I have for you a few, especially in the third part of, or in the second. No, in the third part, it will be the biggest part where you could see this combination. And what was next? The editor of this film, with whom I did before some documentaries, invented also some other tricks, inverted commas, but maybe big T, because they were very clever. He did, for example, in offline himself, but then it was for me the job for the grading of the film. For example, he was doing, he was changing this shot made on 8mm from color to black and white in one shot on the pan. The shot was started as a color shot, because we've seen the guy before doing this filming, and on the pan suddenly it was transformed into black and white, and then we could cut to the real documentary footage of 70s. You know. So that was the whole combination, and this idea of introducing the operator into the story really helped us to do it much smoother and much more convincing. Then I can now go back a little bit, because in this story I should start with Citizen Kane, because that was something that we knew. That was the most popular film that I watched probably in Łódź Film School when I was studying. I watched it probably 20 times or more, and I knew it by heart. So, and we knew that it's the movie in which the chronicle, the prepared chronicle, which consisted of real archive footage of political events or other things, was mixed with fiction and with some shots prepared with the actors of the movie as archive shots. So it was also a combination of different persuasion to tell the people, look, that was why we made this film, because there was this chronic, this newsreel that we see in the very beginning of the film, which is criticized that it says nothing, there is no mystery in it, and we must get to the truth. And the whole film was built on this fabricated newsreel that was crucial in the whole story. In our story, we couldn't say that the film on the screen is the reason to continue the story. We should take the real footage and insert it to the movie in the way that should convince the viewer that this is truth, everything is truth. So, okay, so let's do a small break. I will show you just 10 photographs. Not very good quality, but you will see that. Because it's mute, I will be talking still, and I hope it is. Look. So we had this, that's the burning committee of the party in Gdańsk. We had it on this film. And we knew that it's so important, so tragic, and so expressive that we want to have it. But how? It's not in our story. Our story is 30 kilometers apart in Gdynia. That was in Gdańsk. So how? But it was in the script. In the script it was, you will see in the first clip, video clip that will be presented later on, with English subtitles, so you could understand that it's happening, that we had the idea how to insert in a clever way this special frames. And this is this iconic picture. This is the real victim of this shooting, carried on the doors, along the Świętojańska Street in Gdynia. Everybody in Poland knew this film, this shot. So we decided not to impose too much this shot, to refer to it, to go around this story. But this is myself trying to do this film, and that was in the moment when we already decided what's our way to get to the truth. And you can see on the foreground, as in the film with the other, in the actor playing the operator, my camera behind the backs of the militia people who were also shooting and fighting with the demonstrators. The idea, this is my shot when I was working for the underground in 80s. I shot this from, I was in cover, and this is my 8mm shot of a militia cameraman who was filming the action of his colleagues, this fighting with the demonstrations, and that from this frame came my idea to find find the new character for our story. To tell you, not to keep you too long, and this is how we recreated this famous, this iconic situation. That was recreated very precisely in terms of makeup, of the costumes, and of the locations. Everything was happening on the proper places where they really took place. In the third clip, you will see how it was mixed together to do the best possible recreation of the story. And this is my third camera operator in the role of the operator of Gdańsk TV, whom I will reveal the truth. I then made the examination in the special offices in Poland, and I found he was not an agent. He was not. He never signed any document, and he didn't work for the power. He was working for himself. He had really a little bit of film stock that was at home, and he did his work. But because he was in 70, to show the press read book was the password. Was a good pass to go even on a tank or everywhere, because they treated a person of Polish TV. They thought, he is working for the power. That was for sure. So this is why he was allowed, like my actor, he was allowed to go anywhere he wanted. You will see in the clips as well how he was acting. And the other thing that you will see very soon, that was the real frame of the 70s, how the militia was hunting for young people, and what happened to them. We have a precise report in the film, what was happening to one of them, and he was the real person was with us on location. He was commenting and helping us to recreate it in a proper way, because he survived until he was almost bitten almost to death. And so we recreated this situation from his, like you can see. You see the operator on the left, and the reconstruction of the situation that we had on the 16mm footage. What was tragic that we knew from some witnesses that our real operator went to the place where the shooting happened. We don't know why, who told him to go there. But he couldn't film because it was too dark. It was December, 6 o'clock in the morning. But we could, but he recorded the sound. So we had the sound of the whole shooting, of killing of 18 people, but we could recreate it because we had, at night we had lights, and then afterwards, when this young boy was shot, which was during the day, who was carried on the door, it was on the day, and that was how we recreated the situation. The helicopter was shot by me, because we had the possibility to use the helicopter, the Russian helicopter from this period, and we did the shots that you will probably see. We could do some short cuts to the helicopter in our scene that will be presented, but also insert this helicopter into the shot of this real location in Gdańsk, because the helicopter was shot on the military ground somewhere without any background, just against the sky. We were really thinking about doing a fiction film which would be as much suggestive, as much I don't know how to say, we didn't want to cheat. It was not cheating. There is no moment in this movie where there is no truth, but we were helping the viewers to with some again tricks that would transform the reception of the movie as the pure truth. One of them was that we put when the actual footage from 1970 was imposed into the film, we were doing subtitles like in documentaries, like in National Geographic. You have a shot, and then you said the subtitle saying Committee of the Party, December 1970. But that was simple. But then, when we did some shots that were our shots, but what were recreating something that was not recorded by anybody. We did the same subtitles. So it was against doing this mixture more unified, more maybe persuasive. What was, there are many, not all of them are, not all the methods are based on cinematography, but they are also important, and this is how you work together with the director, that you fix together many ways to get your target. One of them was that it was already in the script, that there was one positive personage on the other side, on the party side. There was a man who was honest, who wanted to get the everything possible to save the people, to save the society. And he didn't save his post. He was completely fired and afterwards. But you will see part of this as well. So maybe we'll so what we were facing from the very beginning, and there is a bit of it, you will see in the first clip, that we are using this archive footage as establishing shots. That, look, this is where we are, or this is what happened. It's not our story, but it's very much connected. It's so connected that you can go through it like this. So, Thomas, number 1, please. It works. Next time we'll have the walkie-talkies or something. Don't worry. So this is the story about. So this is the family of our main.
Zgubił się.
Bruno! To twoja kawa. Chodź, kochanie.
Zrób nam coś, jesteśmy głodni. Pięknie, brawo.
Cześć.
Cześć.
Słuchaj, szukam sekretarza Komitetu Miejskiego. Podobno u was się schował.
Wszyscy siedzą pod 15. Pierwszy sekretarz jest w Gdańsku, ale zastępuje go Legucki. Mocno wystraszony. Słyszałeś, co się stało w Gdańsku?
Wiem o rozruchach na ulicy.
Pali się Komitet Wojewódzki Partii. Cześć. Cześć.
Towarzyszu sekretarzu, możemy porozmawiać?
Zachciało się rozmawiać z bandziurami? I to bez żadnego upoważnienia? Mariański, jesteście skończeni.
Towarzysze, zaczynamy. Przedstawiać nie trzeba, ale pozwólcie, jest z nami dzisiaj towarzysz Zenon Kliszko, członek biura politycznego Komitetu Centralnego naszej partii. W trybie nadzwyczajnym poprosiliśmy na egzekutywę towarzysza ze Stoczni Gdańskiej. Jest z nami towarzysz Karol Hajduga, zastępca dyrektora Stoczni imienia Lenina. Mieliśmy dzisiaj napięcia w Gdyni, dlatego jest z nami również to...
Okay, so that was the first way of using documentary, the real documentary in the movie. We didn't want to make it straightforward, but so you could see that the information about the burning committee is 2 minutes before. A military man is saying, you know, the committee is burning. And then we have something, and suddenly to introduce ourselves to the real response of the party, which is the last scene. That was just the beginning. Then this is built, and it was in reality like this, because it's, first of all, this film is really built on documents. It means on the protocols of the meetings and everything. So everything, either in the Voyevody, I don't know how you said, the region of Gdańsk committee, this meeting was held, and it was, you know, we knew the protocol, and so it was dramatic, because it looked from the beginning as if they are trying to get out of the situation in a positive way. But at the end, this main guy from the Politburo, he stood up and said, you know, if you want to, we must, you know, bomb this shipyard. We must shoot the people. We must do anything to save the people's power for the workers. You know, we must shoot the workers for the workers. So, and that was the complete shock, because everybody was trying to behave a little bit like human being, but not the party. So, just before this meeting, we inserted this picture of burning committee building that was mentioned before. So it was like something like this military man probably could see, maybe from his gas car, or I don't know. But anyway, it was the simplest possible way of, I called it a kind of establishing shot. Okay. So that was the first. So that was the first way of introducing documentary. Now we'll show the second one, which I will comment as well. I'm especially doing a little bit of more space in front and afterwards, just to show you. But maybe at the end it's still possible to watch the film.
No. To dosyć zabawy. Wypierdalać! Zabrać wszystkich! Dziewczyny, nie bijcie!
Co się dzieje?
Mgła jakaś. Jakby w środku.
Stefa! Popatrz.
Pięknie, Bruno.
Jak nowa.
Jak tylko wyschnie, powiesi się w kuchni. Skończyłam. Trzeba oddać pralkę.
O. Już nas.
Bruno, nie wygłupiaj się.
To państwo, proszę, proszę. Dzień dobry. Dzień dobry. Panie Bruno, niech pan wie, gdzie postawić. Tak. Tam.
Przepraszamy, trochę nam się przedłużyło.
A nic nie szkodzi.
Chcieliśmy zapłacić, to będzie 2,5 godziny, chyba 4,50, tak?
Pani Staniło, no już tak się nie będziemy liczyć. 2 godziny, dobrze? 4 złote i będzie w porządku, tak?
No dobrze.
Ani grosza więcej.
Dziękujemy bardzo.
Towarzyszu, z bardzo pilną sprawą towarzysz sekretarz Pożycki ze stoczni. I ci ludzie.
No, towarzysza sekretarza poznaję. A wy w jakiej sprawie?
Ze stoczni, z komuny.
Ja widzę, że ze stoczni. Wy jesteście prowokatorami. Was wszystkich trzeba by zamknąć.
Przyjechaliśmy tu uwolnić komitet, który został aresztowany, a zalegalizowany przez pana Mariańskiego.
Towarzysz Mariański został zawieszony w czynnościach, ponieważ działał nielegalnie i nie miał prawa z wami rozmawiać.
Towarzyszu sekretarzu, cała załoga czeka przed dyrekcją stoczni na zwolnienie aresztowanych. Jeżeli nie zostaną zwolnieni, to ci ludzie mogą wyjść na ulicę.
10 000 ludzi. Co będzie, jak wyjdą za bramę?
Wy tam w stoczni to panujecie nad tą sytuacją?
Nawet groszek na czołgi nie spadnie.
Pozwólcie ze mną, towarzyszu.
Knują coś. Idź do sekretarki i zadzwoń do stoczni. Jak nie wrócimy za pół godziny, to znaczy, że nas aresztowali. No idź, dzwoń. No i co?
Jestem z wami. Chcieli was zaaresztować, ale wybroniłem.
A nie mówiłem? Co robimy?
Nie wiem. Jak ich nie zwolnią, to ludzie nas rozszarpią.
Nadali przez głośniki. Czekają.
No to wracamy.
Wojsko i milicja zostały wprowadzone na ulicę i są tam dlatego, że porzucono pracę, a w następstwie doszło do zajść, bandytyzmu i grabieży. Jeśli już o tym mówić, to można i należy mówić o odpowiedzialności moralnej pracowników Stoczni Gdańskiej za spowodowanie ulicznych zajść, za zniszczenia. Należy mówić o wzięciu na siebie tej odpowiedzialności. A więc przede wszystkim o przystąpieniu do pracy, a nie demagogiczne przerzucanie odpowiedzialności za stan wywołany przez siebie na innych, na władzę. Jeszcze raz ponawiam, stoczniowcy, adresowane do was wezwanie. Przystąpcie do normalnej pracy. Są do tego wszystkie warunki. Jest to także potrzebne, by już wkrótce móc w spokoju świętować, móc witać nowy rok. Dziękuję za wysłuchanie. Dobranoc.
Było to wystąpienie wicepremiera towarzysza Stanisława Kociołka.
To może za powrót do pracy.
To Telewizja Gdańsk. Łączymy się z Warszawą.
Zdrowie.
To co, zrobić ci jutro kanapki?
No pewnie. Zrób.
So, the sound is also very important. And in this case, it was very clear because we had an original sound of the speech, but without picture, unless it was on television. There is no way to find it, the picture. But what we did is we introduced them watching television, listening to the speech, the real speech, and what's suddenly on the picture, we have the picture of our original 16mm picture, but transformed into TV quality, it means with lines and everything, yeah? And it fits quite well in terms of meanings, even with the Christmas part it was possible to recreate. So this is a little bit of Citizen Kane way to introduce, documentary into feature film. That it's they are looking on something, and we can smuggle something that is real. So, but this is the thing that we had to do just to get to the story. But the main now I want you to show you the main part in which there is this mixture of everything possible. It means it's our story that we recreated on the streets. There is the real footage of 70s, and there is a faked footage pretending to be being really the footage of our actor who was playing the role of the operator. So we'll have the third part. Third. Yes. As I remember, in this bit you have this shot that was this is half color, half black and white, and so on.
Klimat głosie. Tak, zgłasza się. Słuchaj, tu Ataman podawał, że tego to niosą od gdyni stoczni, od tego bombardowania, co helikoptery zrzucały. I kasztan pyta się, żebyście podali w sprawie tej grupy, jakie środki stosują przeciw nasi.
Więc podaj proszę Ciebie, kapitanowi, że właśnie nie stosuje się żadnych środków i jest niebezpieczeństwo, bo ponieważ ludzie się zatrzymują, zdejmują czapki, płaczą i może urosnąć duża grupa.
Dobra, zrozumiałem. Bujana, zgłoś się. Bujana się zgłasza właściwie. Słuchaj, ta grupa z tym zabitym, proszę ciebie, jest na Świętojańskiej już, na Świętojańskiej. Sztandar niosą zakrwawiony i za nim tego trupa. Idą w kierunku na prezydium, tak? No idą Świętojańską. Kasztan, ta grupa z tymi flagami, co nieśli tego zabitego, jest już na Świętojańskiej i idzie dalej. Co niesie tego trupa, jest w tej chwili na Świętojańskiej na wysokości PKO i na razie nie stosuje się żadnych środków i jest niebezpieczeństwo, że może urosnąć ta grupa, bo wszyscy dołączają, stają, czapki zdejmują i płaczą i dołączają do tej grupy, ta grupa rośnie.
Właśnie między innymi przedstawiliśmy w dużym stopniu i naszą pracę Instytutu. Skoncentrowaliśmy uwagę szeregu naszych zakładów na rozwiązaniu bardzo poważnych i dużych problemów w zakresie mechanizacji, elektryfikacji, automatyzacji produkcji zwierzęcej. No oczywiście te problemy nie są problemami...
Co się stało?
Skrócone lekcje, kazali iść do domu.
...produkcji zwierzęcej. No,
Gdzie Gabrysia?
Gada z Kreśką przed domem.
Idź się rozbierać.
W naszym instytucie pracuje ogółem 1130 osób, z tego około połowę pracowników zatrudnionych jest...
Proszę do mnie! Uderek, piórka!
Słuchaj, Bujana, co więcej, przed chwilą jest ludzi na kanale Świętojańskim. Około 3000, około 3. Dobrze zrozumiałem.
W Gdyni ponad 300 osób nosi po mieście zabitego, który doszedł do wozu pancernego, agitował i zginął od salwy. Gromadzi się grupa około 1500 ludzi. Siły wojskowe są dostateczne. Oddano 2 salwy. Pierwsza o godzinie 6:30, kiedy ludzie szli na stocznię. Po 2 godzinach druga salwa. Jest 4 lub 5 zabitych i około 30 rannych.
No tak. A w Gdańsku jest 2000 milicji, a strzelać musiało wojsko. Okazało się, że strzelali ślepymi nabojami. No niesłusznie, że wojsko strzela pierwsze. Do tego powołana jest milicja obywatelska. No i co tam dalej?
Nasilone zostało zagłuszanie wolnej Europy. Możemy zwrócić się do Związku Radzieckiego o pomoc w tej sprawie.
Niezależnie od problematyki ekonomicznej trzeba się teraz skoncentrować na problemach politycznych. I to już od jutra. Trzeba powiedzieć, że wróg żyje, działa, podejmuje dywersje na szeroką skalę, dociera od zakładu do zakładu, przekazuje telefoniczne dyspozycje, rozsiewa plotki. A więc są wrogie ośrodki.
Kasztan czy prezydium w dalszym ciągu nasi atakują. Przeważnie tam młodzież jest, młodzież rzuca kamieniami. Nareszcie dał szturm, wojsko i milicja dały szturm, uciekają.
Rozumiem, wojsko milicja szturm zrobiła.
Nasi zieloni petardy rzucają i przeprowadzili szturm.
A co z aresztowaniem i złapaniem tych ulicznych rozrabiaczy?
Są przepisy.
Okay, so few sentences about the other tricks. As you could see, I decided to reduce the sorry. How do you say reduce the color? The saturation. To reduce the saturation especially for the action scenes, but also even the streets, the scenes with the family inside the flat and so on. They are also colorless. Just to make the black and white footage a little bit closer to the rest of the movie. We had this possibility to fake in good way. In other way, that we added some scratches and some drops to the footage we did to make it a little bit more similar to the 1970 footage. When we make it black and white, we added some damages to the picture, especially the scratches, which is very easy. But also drops, it's also easy. So, and what's more, in general, that as you can see, to create this situation which was very clear in the script, that what's the most dramatic why this story of this one, this man was, because he was killed. When in the last bit, when the son is coming back from school, she already knew that from some people who came inform her that he was taken to the hospital. She didn't know yet that he was killed. But even then, the situation at home is very, very different, very calm, very friendly, very familiar. So we did, because he was the most innocent victim of this thing, because many of these people were shot while demonstrating or throwing stones or something. But he was just going to work, and he was shot by a completely lost bullet somewhere. That he was killed on the footsteps of the train that was carrying him to the office, to the job. So my watch is showing that this is the time for the questions.
So this is also for me to step in, take the chair. First, technically, there are some of you who already have the Vimeo link for the full film, right? You have it, no? From Monica, because I told her to send you the Vimeo link for the film.
Yeah, we have it.
You have it?
Yes.
Okay. So just to be sure for whoever, because we were allowed by the producer of Kazimierz Ber, the producer of the film, we were allowed to the participants of this masterclass to look, to screen, to watch the full film that we uploaded on Vimeo. So once this is over, I will give you the link how to do it. Maybe I will write it somewhere and you will take a picture from on your phone. how this is? Well, whatever.
Maybe we can ask Thomas to screen it.
Yeah, but there is no, well, you know, we can do it through in the night, but not now. The programs are too,
okay.
You know, this is the program.
No, not the film, the link.
The link, yeah, that's
on
right.
On the screen.
Yeah. Okay, so I will try to use that. Yeah, don't worry, we will manage somehow. I think I have it, and yeah. Okay, let's not waste the time with technicalities. So I was now, yeah. I also wanted to remind that we have. We are blessed to have the two former winners of our short film competition here with us, Lubomir Balek and Tomáš Uhlík, and also our members, your co-members of the jury, like Pavel Berkovic of the main jury, Asmik Chandula, or Genk Tencian, or Honza Skrečka, or Ivan Teislerova, all professional cinematographers who have finished their first feature film as well. So I wanted, well, what I realized from what you said is, before you go, is there anyone who wants to shoot right now with the question? Because I have one question. No, okay. It's big. I think that there is a fine line. You are speaking about the truth, that you wanted to be very, you know, that you wanted to speak truth, that you want to be true to what originally was. You decided to fake in honest way. In an honest way. Yes. And I was thinking that there is a fine line between faking in an honest way and just trying to, you know, tear-jerk, I would say, or trying to lie in terms of, you know. So I wanted to comment if you were facing, you know, during all your career, different approaches towards the documentary material that at some point you would say, no, this we cannot do, you know. And also, this is also an open question for our cinematographers who maybe already worked on original footage, or they were told by director, we have to fake it
No, but, just to be clear, what I was saying is that we didn't lie a single frame. It means everything what was in the film was absolutely documented. It was proved that it happened in this way, and it was simply recreated. when I was saying about some tricks, they were tricks in terms of style, in terms of storytelling. Like, you know, when sometimes maybe in the film you can find the subtitle saying that it's happening somewhere in Gdynia on this and this street, and it was shot in different place. But the subtitling is helping us to understand that it is, because what's funny, you know, the people more believe in the printed information than in the picture. So if it's printed, it means it's truth. So this is our, you know, trick. This is our cheat. Not the differences in truth.
So, in case you need to think more about the question, well, I would directly maybe ask to comment Lubomir, because he won actually this short film competition with the film on Jan Procházka, who was the screenwriter, who was all the time under the listening of state police, and Lubomir has the experience with recreating, right? Your story was based on the facts, because Jan Procházka, the screenwriter, has a daughter who is active as a writer, and who gave Lubomir testimony, and then he worked with this, right? So what are your comments maybe to this?
Yeah, I'm thinking. This is very different, right?
Because your film is very stylized all the time.
But
so
have you got the real tapes with the
yes, with the
from the police, from the secret police?
Well, it's a little similar. We used documentary footage, old one, but made by many people. This was just from one guy, right?
Yes.
So we had it by many filmmakers. And similarly to you, we then reshoot what was happening at the time, but the story was about film editors who are working with the film material, which is very different if you can think about it, if you imagine that. Whereas you are showing the old footage and your new footage, but you cannot pretend it's the whole same story, right? We were actually using the old stuff, so I would rather ask maybe a question. I was thinking, you didn't want to stylize the whole film into black and white. When I was now looking at it, I was thinking what would happen if everything was in the very old, kind of grainy, Super 8, 60mm. Why you chose to have two different, the very polished, the saturated, but color, and then black and white?
I think it was never in question, because we thought that we must start with the knowledge and the message to the audience that we have two different sources. We have our story, which is a fiction. It's made in modern style, sort of. And we have this old thing. And this is our message, which is to be honest, okay? And then we do everything we could to make them to be as close as possible, or to mix them in the soft way, in the way that would pass as one story.
Jakub was whispering to me that you also had a third cameraman. Should I not speak about it?
No, you can. No, you can. No, I was just. I told her. We were speaking about it. That there is this cameraman on set.
So why did you use a third one that was shooting the black and white? Why did you?
Say again, please.
You had a third person who was pretending to do black and white stuff, right? Why did you have that person? you were also imitating the old style as well, right?
No,
some
no,
of it, some
we
of it,
were
some of it.
Through him.
You know,
Why
it's,
did you have that? Yeah.
you know, to have 3 cameras, it's obvious because you haven't seen the most battleistic scenes in this movie. It was like many hundreds of people and military and tanks and everything, and it was probably shot during 3 nights. The whole battle that happened there, and the whole killing and shooting and everything. To do this, we had to use 3 cameras, and we tried to cover, because it was quite a long process to go to do the rehearsal, to go back to. We started to film the rehearsals even because that was helping us even to do the corrections and so on. So I had 3 cameras and I had 3 operators because I wasn't always behind the second or third camera. I prefer not to operate when I'm doing when I'm directing doing the cinematography. But this time I was doing often. But we decided to do these links, to cast as an actor, but because we used this personage to make the documentary footage more real, to see how it happened that it was filmed. And sometimes we were setting up the action. You could see in this bit that there is a moment when he is passing with the camera behind the backs and helmets of the militia. So we did it because we had this shot of the old footage of the camera passing behind the helmets. So we recreated the situation, and as the result we used the real footage. So this is why we wanted to have this personage in the film. But I preferred and thought it would help us to mix it together, that he was filming in real, and he really did the footage, were on my camera performing. So we had the same situation seen by the fictional camera, but what was in his camera was also filmed. So we could use it as a result. So this is why I used, as an actor, I use an operator. And he was watching all the footage many times before, just to get the style and the mood of working precisely 40 years before.
Can I ask you? And the archive, like this real footage, you used it on the beginning, on the start of the movie as well, or it's just like at the end of the movie, the real shots?
No, you ask about the place in the film or in time?
No, because this what we saw was at the end of the movie, no?
No, it's this is all the clips that are that I showed you.
Yeah.
Are from the first hour. The film is 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And the clips are from the first hour only.
Okay, okay.
And also they are the first starts on the 16th minute of the movie. We have the first clip, I think. Yes. 16:43. There is the first bit of the archive movie, and there is still one more afterwards when we can see the battlefield, the landscape after the battle. It was still filmed by him, and we could recreate some of this, but not the whole city. But basically, what's happening afterwards, because the second part is, you can divide this film into two parts. First hour is about the husband, and the second part is about his body.
Yeah,
because they are searching for the body for half an hour, and then there is the funeral and what happened later and so on.
Yeah, that was my question, like what kind of archive footage you used on the beginning of movie. So.
Yeah.
He
was, before the military came, there was the positive character that was in the movie was a head of the city council. He faced the huge 5,000 people gathering demonstration in front of his office, and this our operator, the real one, 40 years before, was there as well.
Ah, okay.
So we have some bits of it in the movie as well.
Yeah, I understand.
Basically, basically the script is based on the story of the widow.
Yeah.
But is by the script writers is also a little bit limited with the footage they could see. They have this footage of 70, and they were trying to direct the action to be precise and to include this part that was shot by the operator then. So we basically moved with the story with him, with his camera.
Yes. Thank you.
There is a question there.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you were part of the editing process, or if it was because I like the rhythm of changing the with old footage and new footage. If you were somehow included in that decision making, how precisely?
Yeah, I will repeat the question. Whether you were involved in the editing process, because the spectator really liked the way how it is stitched together, how your shoot and the original footage is linked together. So were you involved in the process?
Not really. It means I was present sometimes, but rather to judge a part already cut, edited. And we could discuss a little bit some improvements or something. But basically what really happened, that what we did in the action part, because the family part, which is happening in the flat, with the happy family, and then with the sad family, that was rather very academical story, like in the film of 50s, 60s, it was very, very simple, simply shot, simply edited. But what we did really in the action scenes, which were half of the movie, we did 3 cameras, or 4, if we include the camera as a prop that was used and filming in real. So we had 4 cameras, and we were all the 4 camera operators were always during one scene very well informed and stick together to have the same camera movement, if you see, there are moments like in the demolition of the strike in the beginning of this part too, that when the camera is very dynamic, very moving, very chaotic in some way. So all that was just two cameras then, but both cameras were moving in the same way. So and sometimes we knew that we have the real 1970 footage that could be included in this part, and we were also imitating the dynamic of this camera 40 years before. So we were giving the editor the possibility really to use all the possible angles to tell in the best way the story, and filming this, we were sure it will be cut into small pieces that will be complementing one another.
Our time is about to run out. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think we have a place for one more last question or a comment. I'm sorry for being for pushing, but it is also because of that. If you are interested in more masterclasses, then there is another masterclass starting in like 30 minutes in Plateau about the camera in animation. Just to remind you, and 5 p.m. we will be continuing here screening with the film main competition, El Auge del Humano #3. But so for the last question, please do not worry. There is one.
As you talked, sir, about the same movement and dynamic moves with the camera from 1970 and the rest of your cameras, which was like shooting the other angles. How you were thinking about the lenses actually? Did you about lenses? Did you use like same length of the lens which was used also on the camera on 1970? Like did you use only like the long kind of lenses, or did you try to use the different ones on the modern used cameras?
Of course, the lenses and the definition of the picture from 70s was really very poor in compared with what we had then. So this is why we decided to use very often, especially for the action scene, just the zooms. And the zooms were the focal length of the zoom, of the setting of the zoom, was trying to imitate the lens from 70s, really. I agree, absolutely. That was, but it was not just the lenses. It's also, and not only the length of the lens and the quality of the lens, but it was also the camera movement, which is also in this part about faking, cheating, or and how we want to name it, that the camera operators, they knew that it's possible that we'll use this moment when they just set the frame, that the camera is just like lifted from the floor and it's cut here, from here, just to make it more real. That because you know, when you see the archive material, you watch everything. You watch just the endings, the flashes you have of light on it, because this is the end of the film and it's flashed. So we were sure that we'll use it to pretend that our shooting that we are doing, this is the same family. They are together. Yeah.
Did you stay friends with the director?
Sorry?
Did you stay friends with the director after the film?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Unless I must tell you that because why it was very difficult, because when we started the film, we were already very much separated in terms of political ideology, because he became very right-wing and I stayed like central liberal. So we didn't speak about politics at all, but we knew that we are doing something very, and I was very sympathetic to him because he wanted, his decision was to do the truth, really, not looking at what his ideology was. He was just, and because the script was based on original documents and on and original witnesses, so that was his range. So and this is why the film was absolutely criticized and, you know, damned by right wing, because there is no General Jaruzelski, who was in charge of the army then in '70, but he didn't take part in these meetings, so he is not in the movie. And the right wing said, you know, it's a lie, this film, because he was responsible for what happened and he's not in the film. And he couldn't, you know, he was trying to respond, you know, it's based on documents and he was not there. I said, no, so you lied, they say. So
wow.
This is
quite a crucial point to end. Okay, so thank you for all the questions. Thank you, Lubomir and Tomasz and the others who dare to ask. And and again, while you will be leaving, you can take a picture of this at least. So where is the link for the film? So and thank you really for everything. Thank you, Jacek Petrycki.
Thank you.